All right, so everyone wanted the breakdown of the USPL finals, right?
Yeah.
Mavericks, Cowboys, Season 3.
Yeah, high stakes, lots of excitement.
We dove deep into the highlights, the awards, the whole thing. And, well, the Cowboys, what an underdog story, right?
Unbelievable.
They lost their first 3 games. They even make it to the finals after that.
Shows their resilience, for sure. They adapted,
Yeah.
you know? Really learned from those early losses.
Yeah, got to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
So the final match, where do we even begin?
Well, I got to talk about Dilpreet and Shubham. I mean, come on. They really shaped how this game went down.
2 huge names, definitely, both so talented, but man, they got there in totally different ways.
Different paths to success, for sure. This match, the whole season even, it's interesting to compare them.
So let's start with the Mavericks innings. Shubham, he was a beast all season, clutch 50 under pressure. But even he had trouble finding someone to bat with, someone reliable. And the Mavericks, their middle order, just couldn't get it going.
It's funny you say that about Shubham's batting partners. We saw that pattern all season, actually. When he had support at the other end, he thrived. But without it, had to take more risks, didn't always pay off.
Makes sense. Cricket's not a one-man show. You need those partnerships, those connections on the field.
Absolutely. And the Mavericks, they couldn't build those connections consistently. Hurt them in the end. Top heavy, Too much reliance on those big individual slays, not enough solid teamwork.
Okay, then we get to the Cowboys innings, and whoa, Dilpreet was on fire. 66 runs, 34 balls. He was the difference maker, no question.
Amazing performance, yeah. But it's funny, he wasn't always this consistent. Looking back at the whole tournament, he had those big hits, but also some rough patches.
Well, so what changed? What made the finals his moment?
Well, I think part of it was the Cowboys switching up their strategy. Remember their spin attack? Wasn't working as well towards the end there. Mavericks kind of figured it out.
Ah, so they adapted.
Yeah.
And that new approach played to Dilpreet's strengths.
Exactly. More risks, big shots early on. That aggressive style, that's Dilpreet, Given the freedom to attack, the pressure, that's where he shines.
So his talent plus the team strategy combined to unlock his full potential. It shows how individual brilliance can get amplified by the right team moves.
Absolutely. And you got to credit the Cowboys coaching staff. They saw Dilpreet's potential, made adjustments to maximize his impact. Big gamble that paid off huge.
So we've got Shubham, steady under pressure, and Dilpreet, this explosive breakout. It's like 2 different ways to reach success.
Right. One's about consistency. The other's about seizing the moment. Makes you think, what's the right way to achieve your goals?
It's a question we all face, not just in sports. Do you play the long game, or do you go for those big game-changing moments?
And the cool thing is there's no one answer. Both Shubham and Dilpreet, they reached the top, but in such different ways.
Yeah, it shows you there are multiple paths to success. Sometimes the most unexpected path, that's the one that leads to the most amazing results.
It's like their journeys, they mirror their teams, don't they? Mavericks, all those stars relying on those big individual plays. Cowboys, the underdogs, all about that teamwork, that smart adaptation.
That's a great point. It's like all those classic sports movies,
Yeah.
right? The team nobody thinks can win, but they come together, beat the odds. It's inspiring.
Yeah, and you could feel that underdog energy from the Cowboys. They had it, that determination, the way they celebrated every little win, like they were playing free, nothing to lose.
Totally. It's contagious, that energy. See it in other sports, too.
Yeah.
Once a team starts believing, anything's possible.
For sure. And speaking of believing, got to talk about that Man of the Match award. Dilpreet, of course.
Well-deserved, I'd say. He turned that whole match around, single-handedly.
He did, yeah. But what's interesting is this was his breakout moment, but he didn't hog the spotlight. Remember how he celebrated that winning 6? Ran straight to his teammates, all hugs, acknowledging that win was a team effort.
Yeah, I saw that. Small gesture, but it says a lot about him, how he understands the team dynamic.
Right. It's like he's saying, yeah, I had a good game, but we all got here together. That humility, recognizing the importance of the team, that's what makes a great athlete.
True, it reminds you that even in individual sports, there's always a team behind you, supporting you, pushing you to do your best.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Shubham. He didn't have that huge explosive moment in the finals, but man, consistent throughout the whole tournament.
And he won the Man of the Series, right? That says it all, how crucial he was for the Mavericks' success.
It does. And his story, it's just as interesting as Dilpreet's, just in a different way. He's that rock, that reliable player, always delivers when the pressure's on.
The anchor of their lineup, you could say.
Yeah.
Gave the Mavericks stability, that consistency, especially when they were relying a bit too much on individual plays.
Those players, they're invaluable. Might not get all the headlines, but they're the backbone, the foundation you build success on.
Shows you there's not just one way to be valuable to a team,
Right.
right? Not always about the flashy stuff, the individual awards. It's about working towards that shared goal, whatever it is.
And that's a lesson that goes way beyond sports, wouldn't you say? Any field, any team, you need those dynamic game changers, and you need those steady, reliable players.
Couldn't agree more. Recognizing the value of different skills, personalities, different ways of getting to that common goal, that's key.
Now, zooming out a bit, let's talk about the USPL itself. They've got some big plans, right? Taking cricket to a whole new level in America.
Cricket Plus, that's what they're calling it. Turning a match into a whole festival. Music, food, entertainment. It's like a whole new cultural event built around the sport.
Bold move, for sure. Shows they're not just happy being this niche league. They want cricket to be mainstream in America, thinking outside the box to get there.
Do you think it'll work? Cricket Plus signs? Can it really compete with, like, the Super Bowl hype?
Mm-hmm.
Based on what we've read, I'm a bit skeptical, honestly.
Good question. It's a tough challenge, no doubt. America loves its baseball, basketball, football. But their strategy, it's got potential. Younger audiences, they're looking for experiences, community, something more than just watching a game.
So it's about belonging, a shared experience that goes beyond the sport itself.
Exactly. They're making it cool, something you want to be part of. Live sports, that festival energy, all combined.
Smart move. Appeals to the hardcore cricket fans and the newbies, too. Speaking of which, we can't forget about the women's USPL launching soon. Big moment for women's cricket in the U.S.
Absolutely. Leagues showing they're committed to inclusivity, bringing cricket to new audiences. And it just makes sense. Women's sports are getting more and more popular.
Could be a game changer, not just for women's cricket, but women's sports overall in America.
Think about the impact, you know? Young girls seeing these amazing female athletes competing at the highest level, representation, inspiration for the next generation of players.
You know, it's interesting how the USPL is bringing it all together, these individual stories. Dilpreet's breakout, Shubham's consistency, the league's big vision for the future. It's like a bigger story about how cricket's growing and changing in America.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry, you know? All these threads, the talent, the ambition, the love for the game. And it's growing, changing all the time. Each season adds something new.
And the coolest part is, you're part of it too. Just by listening to this, you're part of the USPL's story, part of cricket's growth here in America.
That's the power of sports, right? Connects people, creates community. And the USPL, they get that. They're building a fan base, and it goes way beyond those traditional cricket communities.
Yeah, like they're bridging the old and the new, right? The people who grew up with the game and those who are just discovering it. And guys like Dilpreet and Shubham, they're the future, you know.
I know. Thinking about them, how different they are, their different paths to success, makes me wonder, if you were a young cricketer here in America, who would you look up to? Who's your role model?
Tough question. Dilpreet. He's inspiring.
Yeah.
Right? Underdog comes through in the clutch like a movie hero. But Shubham, he's that steady force, always there, always pushing the team forward.
They represent different sides of success, don't they? Not just in cricket, but in life, too. Dilpreet, he's got that spark, that ability to seize the moment, make something incredible happen. Shubham, it's hard work, perseverance, consistency.
And you need both to really succeed, right? The flash of brilliance, that inspiration, but also the dedication to back it up, to make that moment last.
Like yin and yang, two sides of the same coin. And the USPL, I think they get that. They celebrate both, the individual and the team, the big moments and the slow and steady progress. It all matters for the sport to grow.
And that's amazing to see. A sport evolving, new stars, a league pushing boundaries, and knowing you're part of it, even a small part, that's pretty exciting.
It is, and I think the USPL story is just getting started. They're building something special. Could really change how America sees cricket. It'll be fun to see what happens next.
All right, folks, there you have it, our deep dive into the USPL Season 3 finals. Dilpreet, Shubham, the Cowboys' underdog story, the league's big plans for the future. We covered a lot. Explored different ways to achieve success, the power of teamwork, how sports can bring people together, inspire them.
And hopefully we've given you some things to think about. Who's the next Dilpreet? Who will follow Shubham's path? Will cricket break through in America? Only time will tell.
One thing's for sure, though. The USPL is on the rise, and they're doing things their own way.
Right.
Not just playing cricket. They're building community and experience. It's a new chapter for American sports.
So stay tuned, keep watching. Maybe we'll see you at a Cricket Plus Plus festival sometime soon. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.